You think knowing yourself is the answer to everything. But what if I told you that self-awareness without a plan is actually destroying your life right now? I'm serious. You've probably spent hours, maybe even years, analyzing yourself, understanding your flaws, recognizing your patterns, and you're still stuck in the exact same place. Here's the thing nobody talks about. Self-awareness has become this trendy thing everyone chases, but there's a massive problem hiding in plain sight. You know what's wrong with you. You know why you procrastinate. You know why your relationships fail. You know why you can't stick to your goals. And yet, nothing changes. That's because awareness without direction is just sophisticated suffering. You're basically watching yourself fail in high definition. Let me explain what I mean by this. Think about the last time you recognized a bad habit in yourself. Maybe you noticed you scroll through social media for hours, or you avoid difficult conversations, or you sabotage good opportunities. You saw it clearly. You understood it. You even told yourself you'd change. And then what happened? Absolutely nothing. This is the trap that millions of people fall into every single day. They think that seeing the problem is the same as solving it, but it's not even close. In fact, being self-aware without taking action might actually be worse than being completely unaware. At least when you're unaware, you have an excuse. But when you know exactly what's wrong, and you still don't do anything about it, that creates a different kind of pain. It's like watching yourself drown from above the water. You can see everything happening, you understand the mechanics of it, but you're not actually saving yourself. And here's where it gets really dark. The more self-aware you become without changing anything, the more you start to hate yourself. Because now you can't even pretend you don't know better. You lose the comfort of ignorance. Every mistake you make, every pattern you repeat, every opportunity you waste, you're doing it with full awareness. That guilt builds up. Some people cope with this by diving even deeper into self-awareness. They read more books, take more personality tests, go to more therapy sessions, journal for hours, trying to find that one insight that will finally fix everything. But they're searching for answers in the wrong place. The problem isn't that they don't understand themselves well enough. The problem is they're not doing anything with that understanding. It's like having a detailed map to a treasure, but never actually walking toward it. You just keep staring at the map, memorizing every detail, analyzing every route, but your feet never move. This creates what I call the awareness paralysis loop. You become so focused on understanding yourself that you forget the whole point was to improve yourself. And companies love this, by the way. The self-help industry makes billions selling you more awareness, more courses on understanding your emotions, more tools to track your habits, more frameworks to analyze your personality. They keep you in the analysis phase forever because that's where the money is. If you actually solved your problems and moved on, you'd stop buying their products. So they convince you that you need deeper awareness, more sophisticated understanding, another layer of insight. And you keep consuming without ever creating change. Meanwhile, your life stays the same. Your bank account stays the same. Your relationships stay the same. Your health stays the same. But hey, at least you know why, right? Wrong. Knowing why doesn't matter if you're not willing to do what it takes to change. And this is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Because change is hard. Change is scary. Change requires you to step outside your comfort zone and do things differently. It's so much easier to just keep analyzing yourself. Analysis feels productive. It feels like you're doing something important. You can spend an entire evening journaling about your problems and feel accomplished, even though nothing in your actual life improved. This is the illusion of progress. You're moving in your mind, but standing still in reality. And the gap between who you know you could be and who you actually are just keeps getting wider. That gap is painful. It eats away at you. Some people try to numb it with distractions, others try to think their way out of it with even more self-reflection. But there's only one real solution, and it's the one thing most people don't want to hear. You need to stop thinking and start doing. In random doing, not busy work. But deliberate action based on the awareness you already have. You already know enough about yourself to make progress. You just need to use it. Here's a test. Think about one thing you've been aware of for more than 6 months. Something you know is holding you back, or something you know you should be doing differently. Got it? Now ask yourself this. What specific action have you taken to address it? Not what have you thought about. Not what have you planned. What have you actually done? Actually, if the answer is nothing or very little, you're trapped in awareness without direction. You're stuck in the knowing phase instead of moving to the growing phase. And the longer you stay there, the harder it becomes to break free. Because every day that passes, you're reinforcing the identity of someone who knows better but doesn't do better. Your brain starts to accept this as normal. It becomes part of who you are. The person who understands their issues deeply but never actually resolves them. This is how people spend decades in therapy, talking about the same problems. Not because therapy doesn't work, but because talking about a problem is comfortable while solving it is not. The solution isn't more awareness. You don't need another breakthrough moment where everything suddenly makes sense. You've probably already had several of those. What you need is a system that turns awareness into action, a bridge between knowing and doing. And that bridge is built with three things. First, you need a clear decision about what you're going to change. Not everything, just one specific thing. Pick the awareness that would make the biggest difference in your life if you actually acted on it. Second, you need a simple plan, not a perfect plan, not a complicated strategy. Just the next 3 steps you need to take. What's step 1? What's step 2? What's step 3? Third, you need accountability, because your brain is going to try to pull you back into just thinking about it. You need something or someone that forces you to take action even when you don't feel like it. This could be a friend who checks in on you, a public commitment, money on the line. Whatever makes the cost of inaction higher than the cost of action. Here's what this looks like in practice. Let's say you're aware that you waste time on social media and it's affecting your productivity. That's your awareness. Now turn it into direction. Decision. I'm going to limit social media to 30 minutes per day. Plan. Step 1. Delete apps from my phone. Step 2. Use website blockers on my computer. Step 3. Set a timer when I do use it. Accountability. Tell someone about this commitment and have them ask you about it every week. Or use an app that tracks your usage and share the data with a friend. See the difference? You went from just knowing you have a problem to having a specific path forward. That's awareness with direction. But here's the catch, you have to actually do it. You can have the perfect plan and it means nothing if you don't execute. And this is where most people fail. They get excited about the plan. They feel good about having clarity. And then they go right back to their old patterns because feelings don't create change, actions do. Your feelings will lie to you. You'll feel motivated one day and completely unmotivated the next. You can't rely on how you feel. You have to rely on systems and commitments. This is why direction matters so much. Direction keeps you moving even when motivation disappears. It's the difference between wandering in circles and walking toward a destination. And here's something nobody tells you. Taking action actually increases your self-awareness in ways that just thinking never can. When you do something different, you learn things about yourself you couldn't have discovered through analysis alone. You learn what you're actually capable of. You learn what obstacles are real and which ones were just in your head. You learn how to adapt and problem solve in real time. This is active self-awareness versus passive self-awareness. Passive is just observing yourself. Active is testing yourself, and active is where real growth happens. So if you're someone who's been stuck in the loop of knowing what's wrong but not fixing it, I need you to hear this. You're not broken. You're not beyond help. You just need to shift your focus. Stop trying to understand yourself better and start using what you already understand. Take the awareness you have right now, today, and build one small action plan around it. Just one. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick the thing that's been bothering you the most and create a bridge from awareness to action. And then actually walk across that bridge. Do the thing. Take the step. Make the change. Even if it's small. Even if it feels insignificant. Because small actions break the paralysis. Once you prove to yourself that you can turn knowing into doing, everything shifts. You start to trust yourself again. You start to see progress. And that creates momentum. Momentum is what carries you through the hard parts. It's what keeps you going when motivation fades. It's what transforms awareness from a burden into a tool, because that's what self-awareness should be. A tool for growth, not a trap for rumination. A starting point, not a destination. The dark side of self-awareness is real, but it's not inevitable. You can escape it. You just need to remember that awareness without direction is useless, but awareness with action is unstoppable. So stop just knowing and start doing. Your future self will thank you. If this helped you, watch this next video on breaking free from overthinking.